Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Aquarius for the end of October. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at the final portion of the month of October. The timeline on this reading will be from October 27th all the way until November 5th. Reason I chose November 5th is because that is the full moon in Taurus. So we'll see what's coming to a close here for you as we close out this month. Let's go ahead and get all of the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and we'll get right into it for you. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Okay. Cool. Energy on the bottom. You do have the Five of Pentacles. All right, Aquarius. So Five of Pentacles, you may feel like you are missing out is what I feel, okay? Some of you may feel like you're missing out on something or you've lost something. The Five of Pentacles card, as you can see, these people are sort of lost right now. They kind of feel like they have nothing here. They're outside of like a church or a building, and the idea of the Five of Pentacles is it can connect to like financial loss, or maybe like financial struggles in life, or even just the feeling of being out, you know, being down and out in some area of your life. Usually when I see this card, it is more so like a scarcity mindset, right? The Five of Pentacles can talk about scarcity, but it's usually around like mindset issues. It depends on some other cards, but for you, you don't have, say, the Ten of Swords, okay? You don't have the Five of Swords. You do have the Five of Cups, but swords can indicate loss as well, right? So you don't have that combination of cards here. So this may be an issue or a matter of your mindset, right? Connected to money, connected to like resources or what you have at this time. So let's try to get into this a little bit more here. Now you are in the dark around something, okay? There is something that you are a little bit confused or in the dark around here. And this could also be why the Five of Pentacles is on the bottom, which is like some of you here don't necessarily see the path ahead right now. And that is a little bit intimidating or scary here, Aquarius, for some of you. But you actually have a major card of abundance here. So let's try to get some details on what this might be around. Now, right away in the middle, you do have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is a card that may speak to generosity. You know, it's really about generosity in the tarot. It comes after the Five of Pentacles here. So on one hand, I like that you have this progression that's happening, okay? So maybe you are working through some like issues around scarcity here. And the Six of Pentacles, it can represent inflow, outflow, money coming in, money going out. These sorts of things. You can see here on the card, the person is giving out pentacles or money. And along with that, it represents balance. You see the yin-yang here on the top of this card, indicating balance in life, or financial balance maybe in this case. I'm getting that there may be something around like spending, or there may be a purchase you want to make and it's maybe just not the right time. That could also be here in this reading for you. The Six of Pentacles, you know, the idea is that the generosity of others is out of your control, but you can control how generous you are, right? So I get a sense that you're not really, like maybe in the past, you know, nothing was handed to you is kind of what I feel. Like Aquarius, you know, nothing has been handed to you up to this point. And this may be a shift around like, okay, if something's not going, if nothing has been handed to me and nothing's going to be handed to me, then what can I do to put myself in the best position possible? You know, I kind of get a sense that there's a storyline like that as well that's going on here. But I do see that there's something connected to like the exchange of money going on in your life right now. It seems like this is a big topic for some people. Let's try to get more details and some guidance on that. In the first column here, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Empress card. So I see that you started something new here in the past. The Ace of Pentacles, it represents the planting of a seed, and the hope is that it grows into like a Ten of Pentacles, something that's long-term, something that's abundant. And while you don't have the Ten of Pentacles, you do have the Empress here. Okay, and the Empress is a major sign of abundance in the tarot. In fact, the Empress is surrounded by all of the trees and the plants and everything around them. The flowing water represents abundance. The fruit represents abundance in the tarot. This is also a card connected to Venus. Venus is a money planet. It's a luxury planet as well. It's also a romance planet. And the Empress can also mean the mother in the tarot. It can represent fertility generally, right? Indicating that there's fertile ground for you to plant a seed and see it grow into something big, which is why actually the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress is a great combination in the tarot. Now, I think that this is in the past here, and I think that what happened is that you did start something, okay? And maybe you haven't quite seen the results yet. I'm getting a sense that some of you here are having a bit of an epiphany. The Judgment card, it represents an epiphany in the tarot. And you know what maybe happened as well, maybe you're not currently having an epiphany right now, but maybe some of you have also, another way I could go with this is some of you may have had an epiphany in the past that, you know what, I can start something, or I can, initiate this new beginning in, my income or in my career or whatever it may be. It doesn't feel like a love reading here. So maybe some of you have had an epiphany, or you're currently having one. It depends on the scenario that you're in. And you kind of now find yourself in this position. The Judgment card says that you are now realizing the results of your actions up to this point. Okay, it's a very deep card. It's a spiritual card. And, let's move to the second column here. You have the Four of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. And so I see that you have, you're kind of going through like a deep understanding around or connected to something you started here in the past, okay, with that Ace of Pentacles. And now you're kind of in this space where it feels like maybe you're avoiding something, okay, Aquarius? I'm not coming at you, but this is what is in the cards. The Four of Cups here, this person has a perfect opportunity, okay, here in front of them, but they're avoiding it for whatever reason. Maybe they're bored, maybe something else is going on, but they're avoiding it. And as I think about this more, the Six of Pentacles represents generosity, and I have a sense that nothing has been handed to you here, Aquarius. And so it's kind of, you're in this space where you are being asked or even tasked with the challenge of undergoing a you're being challenged or tasked with kind of fighting an uphill battle. Like, you're not getting a ton of support. Okay, the generosity from others might not be there, but I think that the guidance here is to be generous with yourself. And I have a sense that whatever you started here in the past is not the wrong thing. Like, there are no wrong choices, okay? And I almost feel like for you, there's an opportunity for you to look at this in a different way, okay? There's maybe an opportunity for you to reframe the situation here, okay? I don't know that it's time to abandon ship on what you started here in the past, okay? As it connects to money or maybe even career. There's something you started here that was really exciting, and you're in this period now where you're kind of at a standstill, okay? Now, what the King of Swords asks you to do is to look at a scenario in a very objective way, okay? The King of Swords is really an objective energy, okay? And very good at, one thing that may be helpful for you is to sort of like view something as make a pros and cons, or to try to create some type of balance in the scenario here, okay? Because not only does the Six of Pentacles indicate balance, but the King of Swords is a balanced, fair leader. This can also be associated with Libra. Libra is a sign of balance as well. And so for you, I think that you're being tasked with creating or achieving balance in this scenario, given that nothing is being handed to you. And I think another really big piece of the guidance here for you is to fight through this issue of avoidance or boredom that may be getting in the way, because you may be in this stage right now where things are a bit challenging. And the challenge in particular is that it's not moving. Okay? Something's not moving, and this is creating avoidance or boredom. And it's like in this moment where you can really make a change, or you can really sort of reframe the scenario that it's not a loss. Five of Pentacles, it's not quite a loss yet, or it's not a loss, it is something else. Like, you can reframe this so that it's a more positive outcome, okay? I'm a huge fan of reframing things towards positivity, because I think personally that it attracts more positivity, or more like positive outcomes into our lives. So there's something like this that's going on here. Let's see what's in the final column here. You have the Moon, the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Cups here. So the Moon, this is what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, which there is something that you are in the dark around. The Moon represents a lack of clarity. It can even represent fears and anxieties, okay? And this is why I think there's also a message around scarcity mindset. I get a sense that some of you are dipping into negativity mentally, right? Like mentally you're a bit negative at this time. And that's a good problem to have, because you can flip that around, right? You can decide that I'm going to actually approach this in a more positive way. Going forward, starting today, I'm going to approach this in a positive way. And some of you have everybody has the ability to do that. And this may be a chance for you to look at that. But there's very clear that something's hidden, or something you're in the dark around, or you're fearful around something with that Moon. And with the Seven of Cups, this feels overwhelming. Okay, it feels overwhelming. I have a sense that some of you want to get out from under something, okay? And I really think this is a perfect reading for reframing. With the Five of Cups, this is like, it can be around like a depressing energy, or depression, these types of things, really being emotionally down and out, can show up with the Five of Cups. So let's get more details. All right, let's move into the clarifications portion of this reading. I'll pull some oracle cards for you here, Aquarius, and then I'll also pull some tarot cards. Okay, let's see what we have here. The first card. Okay. Energy on the bottom, you have Gabriel, divine emergence. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. The Moon represents hiding, okay? Like not being in front of people, or, kind of like being in hiding, going into hiding, not wanting to deal with the outside world. Same with the Four of Cups in a certain way, okay? But this may be a perfect opportunity for you to go for something. You have Zadkiel, karmic release. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. This card popped out, okay? It fell out as I was shuffling. This seems to be an important card, stepping into a radiant self. Uriel, learning experience. Take time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. And, if nothing else, let's say you experienced a failure. You could reframe that as a learning experience. That's like a real-world example of reframing in a positive way, right? It's not always easy to do that, especially if you had a lot of expectations, or you had high hopes for something, but it can be helpful. You have Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades, move forward. You have Shamuel, relationship assignments. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life. As well as Amethyst. Metamorphosis, you are in a vortex of deep transformation. Surrender to the process that's unfolding. This relationship assignments, I think, is a really strong card. I really believe that. I do think we meet everyone we meet for a reason. Let's see if there are any threes that come in the clarifications. What else was I going to say about this? Stepping into a more radiant self. It's hard to do that, right? When you're in this like Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups energy. Because I think some of you are at a bit of a low point right now as it relates to one thing in particular. One thing in particular, you're in a low point. You may have had expectations around something, and you're now like those expectations were not met or whatever. But it doesn't feel like it's time to, throw everything away here. Let's see what else we have. All right, let's move into getting some tarot cards here. Now, Aquarius, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are generally going well for you. All right. Let's see what we have. The Three of Wands. Okay, there's a 3. I said maybe we could find a 3, and we got one. King of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Interestingly enough, the Three of Wands, it can be around partnerships and alliances. I wonder if some of you went into business with someone, or some of you partnered up with someone on a new venture, or you underwent a new beginning with someone. Okay, I was waiting for that. Like I was looking for this here. And maybe it went a little south. I'm not entirely convinced that it did. We'll really have to see what is in this middle column here, because this is also around growth and expansion. I see that there was a lot of excitement around the seed that you planted here in the past, and you were just like really, really ready for it to blossom. And maybe you're at a standstill right now. Okay, maybe you're facing a little bit of a hardship right now in the situation. Maybe someone's not pulling their weight, because we look at the Six of Pentacles and connect it to generosity, right? Someone's not pulling their weight here. And the King of Cups, this is somebody who's more passive in the tarot, as opposed to like a Knight of Wands or even a King of Swords. I do see two people here. By the way, the King of Swords is not always Libra. It can be any air sign, as you see here in the bottom right corner of the card. So this could be you. This could be someone you partnered with, something along those lines. Remember, taking gender out of the cards, because these are just energies, right? So keep that in mind as well, as we have double kings. Could be anyone. There is something like that may be happening here for you. The Knight of Wands here, in addition, is a card that is very good. It is about, this is a jack of all trades in the tarot. This is also a card I see a lot when people move, like they move to a new location. This is somebody who likes to take risks, okay? An adventurer, somebody who likes to take risks, try new things, try new cultures, experience new cultures, put themselves in challenging situations for a reason. You may have even done that yourself here in the past with this new start. And we have the Four of Cups, clarifying the Four of Cups. We have the Sun, amazing, and the Ace of Cups. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. It's possible that you have come to an epiphany that you need to take ownership over something you started, and that thing that you started may have involved another person. And it may be the case that that person is not in alignment with what your vision is for it. Okay? Like, I see that you have a real chance here to step into your power, so to speak, to step into, to take control or to take charge around this scenario. The Sun is the best card in the tarot, okay? And I think that there may have been a truth that was exposed here. The Sun is 19, the Moon is 18. The Moon is that truth that you were in the dark around, okay? It's that truth that you could not see. And the Sun exposes that, right? It brings it to the light. So for you, you may have realized something about another person, Okay, you may have realized something about yourself as well, as if the other person timeline's not working out, as the Judgment card can also be around self-realization. Okay, and actually, you have 18, 19, 20. Judgment card is 20. So this is a strong like progression of events for you. And the scariest card, believe it or not, in this reading is that Four of Cups. Okay, it is that Four of Cups because boredom is not going to get you anywhere. Okay, and you have an opportunity to build momentum here at this time. So if there's something you're avoiding, or you find yourself in boredom, this is a great opportunity to turn that around. And I should also mention, and maybe I should have mentioned this earlier in the reading, because I noticed that not everybody watches the clarifications, but we do have, this is a perfect time to finish something that you need to finish, this stretch of time between now and November 5th, because on the 9th actually is a Mercury retrograde, which is not the end of the world, but things are going to go a lot smoother if you can finish your tasks between now and like in this period of time. Things will go much smoother for you. Okay. And again, we do have an ace here, which is nice. I think that you're turning over a new leaf, and I think that for some this involves a person you were involved with, probably in a business sense or something like that here. And I think that you're turning over a new leaf. Maybe this is also romantic for some people. You have the Four of Swords, the Death card, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, some of you have taken time to really let a truth simmer a little bit, or there was something that you went into like deep thought or deep meditation or even deep healing around, and you were in the dark about this thing. Okay, you didn't know about this, and you now know, or you are knowing. And with the Four of Swords, this person's in deep thought, deep sleep, deep contemplation, deep healing. Like these sorts of things happen with the Four of Swords. And I think it's all connected to a truth that's being exposed for you, something that has come to light for you here, Aquarius, around this time. Okay? And I would actually view that as a welcome card because it means that you're going to work through this, you're going to heal from this scenario. The thing is that you have to decide, Aquarius. Okay? There's a decision that needs to be made. The Death card says that there's change coming, and the Seven of Cups, this person's overwhelmed by a number of things, but one of the things they're overwhelmed is by choice. They're overwhelmed by choice, right? They have so many choices on the card. And I think that the idea is that, the world keeps spinning, right? So the Death card, it says change is inevitable in life. And I think that some of you need to decide here, okay? I think is one of the real pieces of guidance. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, I think there is an opportunity for you to get out of a routine or a habit that is keeping you sort of locked in place or stuck in place a little bit, okay, as well. Energy on the bottom is the Devil, okay? I was waiting for this card because the Devil is, sometimes it comes forward for people who feel like they need to get out from under something. The devil keeps you under its thumb, right? It's somebody who tries to hold power over you, or it's something that has power over you, right? And you want to get out from under it, you want to escape, but it's hard to. But you have an opportunity to do that, okay, here in a big way during this time. Let's see here. Let's take a look at what is in the Kipper cards for you here, Aquarius. Let's see what we have. Concern, Courthouse, Great Fortune, Community, Main Male, and Expectation. Okay, you had high expectations for something like I suggested. Another card I saw in my mind was this Expectation card as I was reading. And the Community, I like to look at this as, just other people that are around you at the time. And there is a timeline for some people where an alliance or a partnership, it just went south, here. even with concern and courthouse, like maybe there was a legal scenario here. I'm not sure. We don't have too many swords cards. We do have the King of Swords, which may be a lawyer. But like, yeah, it seems like there's one person in particular here with main male that, yeah, this person, it was trying to exert power over you in some way. Yeah, with imprisonment and main male. Here's the thing, the occupation card is actually something I like to see because this is like DIY work. You actually have a great combination here. Occupation and great fortune is literally a self-employment combination. It is a combination of cards where you could have a lot of success in something you do on your own. I get a sense that you need to break free from someone here, okay, in a very strong way. Even this idea of like relationship assignments, you know, you had to, for whatever reason, karmically or whatever, experience this with someone. And now you're working through it. And I will say that things seem to be on the upswing for you. Yeah, you have false person on the bottom. You were in the dark around something, and I think it was connected to another person. Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.